Just in. For the first time in centuries, a cornerstone of royal protocol has been broken, and insiders say Queen Camilla is behind it. The historic role of ladies-in-waiting has been formally abolished, replaced by a new, more informal structure known as Queen's Companions. The move, championed by Camilla herself, has stunned traditionalists and sparked intense debate inside the palace. Royal aides say this isn't just a staffing change, it's a clear sign the monarchy is entering uncharted territory. A royal tradition is broken. The moment everything changed. In late 2025, Queen Camilla quietly ended a centuries-old institution, the lady-in-waiting. Replacing them with informal Queen's Companions, she dissolved a role that had defined queenship for over 500 years. No public statement, no balcony moment, just a brief internal memo confirming the change. It was short, one aide said, but historic. Once symbols of aristocratic loyalty, ladies-in-waiting served through wars, coronations, and abdications. Their sudden disappearance marked what insiders call the quietest revolution the royal household has seen. Camilla's companions are friends, not formal staff. No bows, no ceremonial duties. They're not there to serve, said one courtier. They're there to support. To some, this reflected Camilla's modern philosophy: service without hierarchy. To others, it felt like a rupture in tradition's spine. In silence, the crown shifted, not through scandal or speech, but through a decision that redefined how a queen is served in the 21st century. The tradition that lasted centuries. For over 5 centuries, the lady-in-waiting wasn't just a title, she was a vital part of royal machinery. From Tudor queens to Elizabeth II, these women were confidants, organizers, and silent guardians of court life. They managed letters, prepared wardrobes, attended funerals, and stood beside monarchs in crisis. Chosen from aristocratic families, they brought prestige and stability to the Queen's household. Publicly, they were quiet presences. Privately, they were trusted voices behind the veil. Figures like Lady Susan Hussey became iconic, not because they spoke, but because they never needed to. Their presence alone was history. So when Camilla ended the role, it wasn't seen as administrative. It was seen as a symbolic loss. Ladies-in-waiting tied queens together, said one historian. Now that thread is gone. And with it, many inside the palace are asking, can the monarchy evolve without unraveling what once held it together? Inside the palace, why Camilla pushed for change. Camilla's choice wasn't rebellion, it was reflection. She never imagined herself served by bowing women in court dress. Her experience, shaped by scrutiny and resilience, inspired a quieter, more relatable queenship. Sources say she viewed the role of lady-in-waiting as outdated, even uncomfortable. In its place, she appointed longtime friends as Queen's Companions, informal supporters, not ceremonial staff. They're not roles, one aide said, they're relationships. This shift mirrors her approach to monarchy itself: smaller teams, lighter schedules, and causes she connects with personally, like literacy and domestic violence awareness. She's not breaking rules to make noise, a friend shared. She's building a queenship that feels honest to who she is. Still, inside Buckingham Palace, the depth of the change caused unease. Ending a centuries-old institution raised quiet questions. If Camilla can rewrite this much, what else might be allowed to change? The palace reaction. Behind closed doors. Within palace walls, Camilla's decision caused a silent storm. At Clarence House, some aides applauded the move as modern and practical. But inside Buckingham Palace, tradition-hardened staff were rattled. To those who served under Queen Elizabeth II, the change wasn't just operational, it was symbolic erasure. One insider said it felt like letting go of something sacred. Meetings were held to assess ceremonial implications. Who would assist at state visits? What happens at future coronations? The communications team, caught off guard, drafted messaging emphasizing comfort and modernity, but the public was already framing it as a rupture. This wasn't just a staffing update, one senior aide said. It forced us to ask what a queen actually needs and what the monarchy should preserve. And for the first time in years, royal insiders found themselves facing a question they had long avoided. Can the crown change and still remain the crown? Public backlash. Tradition versus progress. The announcement sparked immediate debate. Older generations mourned the loss of royal elegance. Commentators warned the monarchy was becoming personality over institution. The Telegraph ran, "When royal grace becomes casual conversation." Royal historian Andrew Langford called it a dangerous precedent. "You remove rituals," he said, "you weaken the crown." But younger voices responded differently. On TikTok, #ModernQueen trended, praising Camilla for ditching elitism in favor of authenticity. To many, her move felt like progress wrapped in dignity. The response revealed a deeper generational divide between preservation and evolution, ritual and relevance. Some called it bold, others reckless, but no one called it forgettable. And in that reaction, the palace saw its new challenge, navigating a monarchy where every tradition questioned becomes a test of identity. Because when a 500-year-old role vanishes without ceremony, the question is no longer what was lost, but what comes next? Breaking tradition at the coronation. At the coronation of King Charles III, Queen Camilla's influence was unmistakable. Though draped in royal tradition, the event marked a bold break from precedent. Camilla was crowned in a pared-down ceremony, her anointing visible, a striking gesture of transparency. She wore a reused gown, her crown modified with Queen Elizabeth II's diamonds, blending continuity with quiet evolution. Most notably, she was attended not by ladies-in-waiting, but by Queen's companions, friends, not ceremonial staff. Their subtle presence confirmed what insiders knew. Camilla wasn't reversing course. "This isn't her mother-in-law's court," said one historian. "She redefined the role." Inside the palace, the coronation marked a stylistic turning point. Even the most sacred traditions were no longer untouchable. And observers understood. If a coronation could evolve, so could everything else. A signal that under Camilla, the monarchy is being reimagined quietly, but irrevocably. How this change impacts the monarchy's image. Camilla's abolition of ladies-in-waiting and modern coronation shifted public perception of the monarchy. Supporters see her as accessible, less hierarchical, a queen who walks beside, not above. "She's grounded," said one ITV commentator. Younger generations, especially women, praise her quiet pragmatism. But critics fear too much change erodes the monarchy's mystique. "You can't look too ordinary," warned a former aide. "It defeats the point." Within palace walls, reactions remain mixed. Some praise her vision. Others feel ceremonial roles were stripped without replacement, leaving a symbolic vacuum. Yet royal analysts call this a deliberate strategy. Preserve the crown, shed excess, and refocus on substance over spectacle. In doing so, Camilla isn't just modernizing image, she's reshaping the institution. Her reign marks not rebellion, but a redefinition of what royal service looks like in a modern age. And for better or worse, the monarchy will never look quite the same again. Camilla's broader legacy, more than one tradition broken. Ending ladies-in-waiting was just the beginning. Since becoming queen consort, Camilla has quietly restructured the way the royal household functions. She's reduced formal staff, writes her own briefs, and chooses engagements based on personal advocacy, not protocol. Her patronages focus on literacy, domestic violence, and community health, areas rarely prioritized by past consorts. She makes unscheduled visits, re-wears outfits, and avoids spectacle. She dresses for function, not fantasy, said one stylist. Insiders say these small choices reflect a larger vision, a court that is lighter, more human, and aligned with modern values. She's not loud, a senior advisor shared, but the changes always trace back to her. Taken together, Camilla's reign is reshaping the monarchy from the inside out, not with declarations, but with deliberate erasure of what no longer fits. Her legacy may not be marked by grandeur, but by what she let go, and what she quietly rebuilt in its place. Critics versus supporters. The debate intensifies. Camilla's reforms have ignited fierce debate. Traditionalists say she's dismantling the monarchy's ceremonial identity, eroding the rituals that elevate it above politics. If a queen no longer has attendants, asked one former lady-in-waiting, is she still a queen in the old sense? Editorials in The Telegraph warn of chipping away at continuity, while aristocratic families privately lament the loss of legacy roles. But supporters argue Camilla is doing what the monarchy must, evolve to survive. She's pruning an overgrown tree, one historian said. What's left is stronger. Modern voices, especially younger voters, see her as authentic, a queen who leads with restraint, not formality. Approval ratings have risen in the 30 to 50 age group. Still, the question persists. Is she simplifying royalty or softening its power? Camilla's choices now stand at the heart of a wider conversation. Who defines the monarchy? Tradition or transformation? And what future does that definition build or quietly erase? What comes next? A monarchy redefined. Palace insiders now speak of a monarchy in mid-transformation, one not just reacting to the moment, but rebuilding itself from within. Camilla's decision to break with the tradition of ladies-in-waiting may be the clearest sign yet that the royal house is being reimagined, piece by piece. Experts believe this could signal further changes ahead. Already, discussions are underway to restructure royal households, possibly merging staff between Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace to reduce redundancy. New titles may be streamlined, with fewer ceremonial honors bestowed annually. Camilla's approach may also influence how Kate, Princess of Wales, designs her future household. Sources close to Kensington confirm Kate is watching closely. Not with resistance, but with curiosity. There are whispers that Kate may adopt a hybrid model, combining tradition with more flexible support roles when her time as queen consort comes. Behind closed doors, staff acknowledge the uncertainty, but also the opportunity. One private secretary confided, "We're at a moment where nothing is sacred except public trust. And maybe that's the tradition that matters most now." The monarchy, it seems, is no longer about unchanging ceremony, but adaptable symbolism. And as the dust settles, palace insiders ask the question quietly among themselves. Is this the start of a new royal era, one built not on spectacle, but on survival. Only time will tell if Camilla's reforms endure. But one thing is clear. A royal tradition was broken, and in its place, a new blueprint is being drawn. The decision to end the centuries-old role of ladies-in-waiting isn't just a footnote in royal history. It's a marker of institutional transformation, one that speaks to Camilla's broader influence on the crown. Her quiet reforms, subtle, calculated, and deeply personal, are reshaping the way the monarchy functions behind the scenes and how it presents itself to the world. Some see her choices as bold steps toward modern relevance, stripping away layers of formality in favor of accessibility and pragmatism. Others worry that each broken tradition chips away at the mystique that once set royalty apart. The debate now divides not just palace corridors, but generations of royal observers, with Camilla cast either as a modernizer or a disruptor. What remains undeniable is that the monarchy under King Charles and Queen Camilla is no longer following an inherited script. It is being rewritten in real time, with every adjustment, no matter how quietly made, carrying echoes of a new era. The crown may still shine with history, but under Camilla's influence, it now moves with purpose and with change at its core. The question now, who follows her lead next?